Hi, and welcome to Scarecraft. Do you like this Scarecrow mask? Would you like to make one? We are going to show you how to make one just like it. This mask can be made on its own or with a hood and is a fun build to make, and there is no sewing involved. Before we start, if you want to join us on future projects, please do consider liking, commenting and subscribing to the channel as well. Thank you so much. Now let's get into it. Okay, here's a list of the things you're going to need for this. If you are making the hood as well, you will need the head form, and make sure the head form is the same size as your head, because you don't want the hood to be too small. If you need to, measure your head and then bulk out your head form with some bubble wrap. Now, take a look at your mask. Will it be comfortable to wear for long periods? If you think not, then now is the time to widen some of the holes around the nose, mouth and eyes. This will provide extra ventilation and can improve your visibility when wearing the mask as well. Use a craft knife or cutter and carefully cut out the extra material. Make sure enough of the nose bridge is left to adequately hang the mask material away from your nose. You can use the basic mask on its own, or you may wish to build up the eyebrows and other features. For this fairly basic mask, I have added some rolled up tinfoil, which I'm going to tape into place on the mask with duct tape to make the eyebrows more sinister. Now to do this, to make an angry looking brow, form a curved L shape like this and tape it into place. Then enhance the cheekbones with another curved roll to really make the features pop. And now make a sort of cup shape with some tinfoil and add it to the chin. This will extend the chin out and make the mask look really wicked. And that is the features finished. It looks pretty scary already. Now, if you find that you've got lots of duct tape on the inside of the mask, then it's probably worth blanking it off with some other tape or perhaps a bit of cloth just to stop any of the duct tape from coming into contact with your skin. And finally, to finish this stage, we're just going to paint the whole mask black. Now, if you want to just make the mask section on its own, feel free to skip this part. But I like to attach my mask to a hood, so it hides the neck and is generally more comfortable to wear the mask for a longer period. So it's really your call. But here's how. Hang your mask on the head form. Now take your old t-shirt and cut a single long strip of material around 4 inches wide. Lay this strip from the top of the mask and pin it into place to the back of the neck on the head form. Next, cut out 2 shapes like this to go down the sides of the mask. Check they can fit from the side of the mask to the back, and then simply glue in place by running a single line of fabric glue along the edge of the central strip. Finally, cut a strip of cloth like this to glue under the mask and affix to either side of the fabric. And that is your hood done. Now, cut a line up the back of the neck, just enough so you can free the mask from the head form, and you're ready to go. Check it for fit. Right, let's get some burlap on this. Scarecrow masks are built up in layers, so first, cut a single strip to go from the chin up to the forehead, around 3 inches wide. Cover it in Mod Podge and pin it into place. Then, cut 2 strips in a wide crescent like a horn shape to go either side where you want the mouth to be. Again, glue this in place and pin it to dry. Paint these strips with dark brown acrylic paint. Burnt umber should be a good colour for this. Remember to cut out around the eye area if the strip is too wide at that point. Okay, once that is done, we can add the next layer of burlap. Cut 2 square pieces again, and you can just eyeball these for size. These will cover the eyes and forehead. Now, this is where it gets messy. Get a clear area and some water to clean things with. You're going to paint Mod Podge on the first strip of burlap to fully saturate it. Pin it in place over the forehead and eyes, pushing it in tight against the shape of the mask as you go. Work quickly as the glue will be drying. Once fully pinned in, Fold in any exposed edges to make a clean edge in the middle and the mouth areas and pin these as well. Finally, again working quickly, get your metal clipper or small scissors and cut individual strands of burlap from the eye holes. You should aim to do about every other line of fabric. This will leave enough strands to hide your eyes but allow you to see out okay. Then repeat this for the other side of the mask. You'll see from this how I've arranged it, there's a gap between the two halves. This is where the stitching will go, and you'll be able to see the under layer of burlap between the two. Now, we will do the same for the jaw area. Cut another crescent and glue it in place at the side of the mask with the narrow end at the top and the wide end covering the chin, like this. You should have formed a nice evil grin on your scarecrow once this is in place. Again, tuck the edges in where the stitching would naturally go. Once all this is dry, our mask is starting to really take shape and we are ready for the next step. Let's get some paint on this. Start with some watered down brown paint, especially if you are unsure about your painting skills. If you work with watered down paint, then anything that looks too bold or a possible mistake, you can quickly add more water to dilute it away again. Build up colours slowly. Let them dry and take a look. You can always pass over it again and again with the paint to increase depth of colour. As you work around the mask, start painting in some of the lower areas and natural folds in the fabric. Where the eyes are, these need to be much darker. Go with a slightly watered down brown and black paint mix to add depth. And with the painting done, we have one last thing to add, the stitching. A scarecrow is not a scarecrow without stitching. Now, you can try and stitch this with regular string and a giant needle, but I would not recommend it unless you are really good at this, and it can damage the mask if you are not careful. But there is a cheat. First, get your string and clip it up, then take some Mod Podge and either brush it on or saturate the string by dipping it in. Let it dry for an hour or so, and then take it down. You'll have a solid straight piece of string, perfect for mimicking the stitching. Now, cut a piece of string for where you want the stitch to go to the length needed. Then cut both ends at a 45-degree angle to make a larger face to glue. And then bend the end of the string down to the mask with pliers or by hand. This will help it to stick in place and will give the illusion that the string is travelling into the mask at an angle, just like stitching. Put some super glue or hot glue on the flat cut end and then affix it in place. Use your metal screwdriver or tool to really push it and squash it into place. Do the same to the other end and your stitch is complete. Repeat this for the remaining stitches that you want across the mask. For the mouth, it's a good idea to crisscross the stitches to give the illusion of sharp teeth. Finally, to really sell the stitch effect, paint some dark brown around the base of each stitch. This will help give the illusion the stitch is disappearing into a hole or breaking through the fabric and leaking onto it. And there you have it. The mask is complete. Now, you can keep working on this to add burlap all over the hood, add straw hair, additional stitches, blood effects. Let your imagination go wild. Now, I hope you liked this and you found it easy to follow. We'll do another mask like this in a few episodes' time, showing you some more effects that you can put in place. But until then, take care and thanks for tuning in.